Perfect. Coach, I just want to start off, obviously you're playing LIU this week. What's your relationship with Coach Renee Haynes? That's someone who you recruited in the past.
I definitely recruited her sister play for me at Hofstra. She actually coached with Joanne P. McCauley and played for Joanne P. McCauley at Michigan State and coached with her at Duke. And so it's kind of a, extended family, if you will. And I think she's doing a great job as a head coach.
You excited to play against her and her team?
No, it's never about me. And I'm going to tell you that every time you guys ask that. It's not me and my personal relationship. It's about our young ladies have an opportunity to play another team, and whoever's the coach, whoever's the players, that's the last thing on my mind. It's just an opportunity for our young people to go out there and play again and learn how to continue to get better.
So we just talked to Cheyenne, and she's super excited about getting back into practice.
Yeah.
And Georgia's already been on the court, but last game she wasn't. Although she was practicing pregame. What are the timetable for both those players in terms of injuries and getting back on the court?
I am a head coach for the basketball team, the injured kids. Miss Karen is the head coach for that. I don't mess with her with that. She's very great at what she's doing. She's been doing this for 27 years, I think. And when she said thumbs up, we go. We got cleared from the doctor already for Cheyenne. Georgia is kind of nursing some injury. But when she say they can go, we can go. And if she say tomorrow, we go tomorrow. But I don't ever get involved as a coach. I never did. Karen is the one that's going to release that information and say when it's going to happen. And once she tells me, I'll tell you guys. She hasn't told me anything yet. So.
Can you talk a little bit about the leadership aspect that Cheyenne has brought, even not being able to play yet?
Well, you know what? I don't think people really realize how much of a leader she is. I know she's a great teammate right now. I know that the players love her, and I know that I love her. But the thing about it, what they don't realize is that when she's on the court, she is just a quiet assassin. What I mean by that is that she's not going to score a lot of points, but she's going to score the most important point. She's not going to play the best defensive player. She's going to stop at the right time. And she stays locked in, and she stays locked on ready. And whenever players look at her, they're going to see a sense of calm, and they're going to get calm too. And that's the X factor we haven't had for the first 3 games we played.
And what's your game prep been like so far for Long Island? What can you expect out of them?
You know what? We're expecting us to continue to get better. And one thing we know that they got a bunch of players that are going to play. They got an 11-player rotation, and they're going to come out and they're going to run and jump and they're going to switch and move, and they're going to be very active. And it's going to kind of be chaotic. And what we got to find is calm and who we are and play, our basketball and understand that we're going to dictate. No matter how crazy it seems on the other side, the dictation is going to come from us.
For a practice like this one, still early in the season, how do you manage game planning for the upcoming opponent and still implementing your scheme and your system?
We just do the same thing all the time, It's one thing of me, I was a psych major, and, like the Pavlov's dog from Piaget, it's like, if you do something all the time, it becomes your natural thing to do. And so we're not going to change the way we prepare for Long Island than when we prepare for Penn State or Purdue or anybody. We prepare the same way. We are who we are. If you're good enough to beat us, go ahead and try. But we're not going to change because of, you're better at school than somebody else. We prepare the same way every single time.
Dariana Lewis has been an absolute matchup issue for the last 3 games. Why is she that matchup issue? What about her makes it so hard for other teams to go?
She zips it down, she put it in, she zips it up. It's her heart. She plays with her heart. She started playing basketball as a senior in high school. And because of how great she plays and with that velocity of purpose she plays with, people expect her to be better than what she's been playing since senior year in high school. So I meet her where she is, and I tell her to just bring all your heart and all your energy. We'll figure out how to move people out of your way so you can be all great as you can be. I think that she finally found a coach that really understands who she is, and you let people like that just fly around and be great.
And I know you just mentioned a lot about Dariana just there. Is there anything else you want to add onto why you recruited her to Syracuse in the first place?
She can grab the rebound. Some people, it's a lost art. People, you get great players and get the number 1 kid in the country. Who can really go and do the grunt work, the dirty work, the work that nobody want to do? She takes pride in that. Somebody that's 14th in the country 1 year and second in the country the year before says to me that that's somebody you probably need on your team.
And just one more follow-up. Has she continued to ask you and kind of pressure you about that Gucci bag?
She need to cut that out because my budget different Jim Boeheim's. No, she's just being funny, and I think people are taking it and running with it. First, it was another kind of bag. I don't even know these names, right? I don't know Gucci from, Kohan, but they come up with these names and all these fun things, and we keep it light, Today she put in a group chat of a baby picture of herself. Baby picture time. Who's next? I'm like, and so the whole team put baby pictures in the group chat. And so she keeps it light, she keeps it fun, and that's what it is. And so compliance don't come after me talking about what are you promising your kids. I'm not promising anything. She just talks, and we follow her, and we love her energy. And I tell you what, ball goes up in the air, you're gonna see how serious she can be.
Coach, one storyline that's kind of got under the radar, Lexie McNabb, you coached her mother as well as assistant coach Raquel Nurse. What similarities do you see in those two players, and how would you describe her and her mom as a player individually?
They're different. Roxy was one of those kind of young ladies that could post up and handle the ball, and she would chest up with Rebecca Lobo. I mean, she was just really that kind of a kid. She had no fear, and she was who she was and is who she is. Lexi's a little bit more like, I need permission. I need you to tell me what you need me to do, and Lexi's more of a defensive player for us, and then Roxy's more of a confrontational offensive player. Can play defense a little bit, but Lexi's more angle smart, if you will. And once when Lexie finds that voice, which they both have, I think Lexi's going to be a pretty good player in this league and on our team. But right now, she's finding her way, and she's behind some really great point guards right now.
How cool is it that you get to coach a mother-daughter duo?
How fun is that? I see that happening. I get kind of emotional. Like, when you never think about, there's a chance that you're going to get old enough to do that. I was 20-something years old when I coached Roxy, and now I get a chance to coach her daughter. Now I'm 30-something years old. No, I'm joking. But it's just it's surreal. It's for me to have the opportunity because they're old enough, but also for them to say, you know what, I value you so much as a coach myself. I give you my child. That's pretty. I don't take it for granted. I'm humbled by it. But one thing that they all know, I'm going to coach whoever in front of me the same way, just like our preparation for every game.
Gucci bags aside, obviously the team is done pretty well to start the year. Asia was just here talking like we're undefeated for us this season. Do you ever feel this confidence in the group and think about reining it in a little bit?
Oh, you don't rein in confidence, but you keep it in perspective. Our thing is be where your feet are. Right now is the most important game in our entire season is the one that's tomorrow. And before that, the only thing that's important to me is these next 2 hours in practice. And so that humility is very important. And, sometimes we kind of lose it, but we got to will them back in to understand this conference is brutal. Not anybody can win, as we know, and anybody can lose. And, we don't want to deal with losing at all. We want to win or we want to learn. And one thing we're going to learn is humility here. And I'm locked in on that, and we're going to continue to pour that into our players. Yeah.
Coach, what has the crowd atmosphere been like these first 3 games?
I like it. It's energetic. It's 1,500 fans on a consistent basis of the first 3 games. And I can only imagine what it's going to feel like when we average 5,000 by the middle of the season. By the end of the season, I already see 8,000 here saying, we want more, we want more. It's a vision you got to have. I see it in color. I see them all. I know where they're sitting in the chairs. And in order for people to understand where I'm coming from, that's how I think all the time. I thought about the fans being amazing when I was at Buffalo, and we grew that to average 3,500 fans. I don't see why we can't average 5,000 to 6,000 fans here. 1,500 sounds really loud. Give me a chance to see what 5,000, 8,000 sound like. Come on, City, you got it in you. Come and check us out.
All right, thank you.
It's good?
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
you,
Have a great
Coach.